to practice your pronunciation. Here are some phrases for making an invitation. You can start by asking if the other person is available with the phrases, "Are you doing anything?" and "Are you free?" For more formal invitations, use the phrase, "Would you like to?" And for more informal invitations, you can use wanna and do you wanna? Let's start by asking the other person about their availability. You can say, "Are you doing anything this weekend?" Or, "Are you free tomorrow afternoon?" Notice that we don't say, "Are you?" We say, "Are ya?" Try to repeat the question. Are you doing anything this weekend? Are you free tomorrow afternoon? If the person is available, then you can make your invitation. For a more formal invitation, use "Would you like to?" Would you like to join me for lunch? Would you like to see a movie tomorrow night? Again, we don't say, "Would you like to?" In natural spoken English, it sounds like, "Would you like to?" Try to repeat the questions. Would you like to join me for lunch? Would you like to see a movie tomorrow night? For informal invitations among friends, you can use wanna and do you wanna. Both of these are the short forms of do you want to. Try to repeat the questions. Want to go hiking on Saturday? Do you want to grab some coffee after class? Now let's learn how to respond to an invitation. Here are 3 possibilities for saying yes, accepting the invitation. I'd love to. Sure. Sounds good. Sounds great. If you want to say no to the invitation, use these phrases. I'd love to, but... For example, I'd love to, but I have other plans. I don't think I can. I'm really sorry, but... For example, I'm really sorry, but I have to pick up my kids from school. If you want to express the hope that the other person will invite you again in the future, you can say, I'll have to take a rain check, or maybe another time. Now you know how to make and respond to invitations in English. If you want to learn more spoken English to use in practical situations, check out the Travel English course, which will teach you lots of phrases and expressions for traveling and everyday social situations in English-speaking countries. Ten English phrases for renting an apartment from espressoenglish.net. Number 1. I checked the classifieds, but I didn't see anything in my price range. The classifieds is the section of a newspaper with listings of items, cars, and houses to buy, sell, and rent. Your price range is the amount of money you hope or expect to pay. For example, my price range is $1,200 to $1,500. Number 2. The apartment is fully furnished and has a balcony overlooking the park. If an apartment is furnished, it means it already has furniture, beds, tables, chairs, etc. If the apartment does not have these things, then it is unfurnished. There is also a semi-furnished apartment, meaning it has some furniture but not everything. In this case, you need to ask for more details. A balcony is a small external area, like in the picture. Overlooking the park means that you can see the park from the balcony. Number 3. I can't afford to live there alone, so I'm looking for a roommate. I can't afford means I don't have enough money. A roommate is a person who will share the apartment and divide the cost of renting it. Number 4. We're looking for a spacious apartment in an upscale neighborhood. Spacious is another word for big, an apartment with lots of space. An upscale neighborhood is an area with a lot of rich people and very nice restaurants and stores. Number 5. To move in, you need to pay the first and last month's rent plus a security deposit. The phrasal verb move in means to enter an apartment or house to live there. When you leave, you are moving out. For many apartments, you need to pay 2 months' rent, the first and last month's rent, in addition to a security deposit. That's an amount of money that you get back at the end of your time living there, if the apartment is in good condition. If you leave the apartment in bad condition, or if you break something, then the cost of repairs will be paid from the security deposit. Number 6. On average, the utilities come to about $150 a month. Utilities are things like electricity, water, and heat, the basic needs of the apartment. The phrasal verb come to in this context means total. For example, if the electricity is $70, the water is $35, and the heat is $45, then it comes to $150 total. On average means in general. Sometimes the total might be higher or lower than $150. It is not an exact number. Number 7. There's no washing machine or dryer in the apartment building, but there's a laundromat nearby. A laundromat is a place where you can pay money to use the washing machines and dryers to clean your clothes. Number 8. My sister is subletting her studio apartment for 3 months while she travels to Europe. If you sublet your apartment, it means you rent the apartment to another person temporarily while you are traveling. A studio apartment is a small apartment that has only one major room with the bed, kitchen, TV, etc. If you need a bigger apartment, you can get a one-bedroom apartment. That means it has 2 major rooms, a living room and 1 bedroom. There are also 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartments. Number 9. The landlord is offering a 2-year lease with an option to renew. The landlord, for a man, or landlady, for a woman, is the person who owns the apartment from whom you are renting it. You pay the rent every month to the landlord or landlady. A lease is a formal contract or agreement for you to live in and use the apartment for a specific period of time. If you renew the lease, it means you extend it for an additional time period. Number 10. The building is a bit run down, but the apartment itself was recently renovated. Run down means the building is not in good condition. It is a little bit old and not well maintained. However, the individual apartment was recently renovated. That means everything was fixed, redesigned, and made new. Other words for this are refurbished or remodeled. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. English pronunciation practice with tongue twisters from espressoenglish.net. Are you ready for some advanced English pronunciation practice? Try these tongue twisters. Number 1. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Did Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? A peck is a unit of measurement equal to about 8 quarts, or 7.6 liters. Peppers are a type of vegetable, and pickled peppers means the peppers are preserved in vinegar. Number 2. A big bug bit a bold, bald bear, and the bold, bald bear bled blood badly. Bug is another word for insect. Bald means the bear has no hair, and bleed or bled in the past is when blood comes out of your body. Number 3. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. On the seashore means near the ocean or on the beach, and this is a seashell. Number 4. Swan swam over the pond. Swim, swan, swim. Swan swam back again. Well swum, swan. Swim is the present tense, swam is the past, and swum is the past participle. A pond is a small body of water, and a swan is a type of bird. Number 5. This is considered one of the hardest tongue twisters in the English language. The sixth sick sheik's sixth sheep's sick. A sheik is a leader of an Arab family or village, and this animal is a sheep. Now let's try all the tongue twisters fast. Ready? Number 1. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Did Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Number 2. A big bug bit a bold, bald bear, and the bold, bald bear bled blood badly. Number 3. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Number 4. Swan swam over the pond. Swim, swan, swim. Swan swam back again. Well swum, swan. Number 5. The sixth sick sheik's sixth sheep sick. Thanks for watching English Tips from espressoenglish.net. If you liked this video, please share it. Irregular verbs in English from espressoenglish.net. Did you know that about 70% of the time when we use a verb in English, it's irregular? Irregular verbs can make you go crazy, but in fact, they follow some patterns. In this lesson, you'll learn groups of irregular verbs that will help you remember them better. The first group is irregular verbs with all 3 forms identical. These verbs are the same in the present, past, and past participle. One example is put. Present. I always put the milk in the refrigerator. Past. Yesterday I put the books in my backpack. The present perfect uses the past participle form. I've already put the documents in the mail. Other verbs with all three forms identical include bet, burst, cost, cut, fit, hit, hurt, let, put, quit, set, shut, split, and spread. The next group is verbs with identical present and past participle forms. The only different form is the past. Come, came, come. Become, became, become. Run, ran, run. A number of irregular verbs have n in the past participle. These can be divided into 4 subgroups: with o in the past and past participle, with o in the past only, verbs with the past form ending in EW and the past participle in OWN, and other. Subgroup 1. Break, broke, broken. Choose, chose, chosen. Forget, forgot, forgotten. Get, got, gotten. Speak, spoke, spoken. Steal, stole, stolen. Wake, woke, woken. Wear, wore, worn. In this subgroup, the vowel changes to o in the past and past participle. Subgroup 2 has o in the past but not in the past participle. Drive, drove, driven. Ride, rode, ridden. Rise, rose, risen. Write, wrote, written. Notice that the sound of the I changes from the present to the past participle. The present is drive, and the past participle is not driven, but driven. Subgroup 3. Verbs ending in EW in the past and OWN in the past participle. Fly, flew, flown. Grow, grew, grown. Know, knew, known. Throw, threw, thrown. Finally, we have subgroup 4, other. These verbs have n in the past participle, but don't appear to follow any other pattern. Bite, bit, bitten. Hide, hid, hidden. Eat, ate, eaten. Fall, fell, fallen. Give, gave, given. See, saw, seen. Shake, shook, shaken. Take, took, taken. Another group of irregular verbs is verbs with pronunciation changes. For example, long E to short E. Keep, kept, kept. Sleep, slept, slept. Feel, felt, felt. Bleed, bled, bled. Feed, fed, fed. Meet, met, met. Lead, led, led. Another group has EA pronounced differently from the present to the past and past participle. Deal, dealt, dealt. Mean, meant, meant. Read, read, read. Hear, heard, heard. Another group is when the long I changes to OU. Bind, bound, bound. Find, found, found. Grind, ground, ground. Wind, wound, wound. Short I can change to U. Dig, dug, dug. Stick, stuck, stuck. Spin, spun, spun. Sting, stung, stung. Two very common verbs, sell and tell, become sold and told in the past and past participle. Finally, we have the verbs with ought endings in the past and past participle. This can be spelled O-U-G-H-T or A-U-G-H-T, but the pronunciation is the same. Bring, brought, brought. Buy, bought, bought. Catch, caught, caught. Fight, fought, fought. Seek, sought, sought. Teach, taught, taught. Think, thought, thought. Remember that the G is silent in these verbs. Verbs with 3 different vowels. In this group, the vowel changes from I to A to U. Begin, began, begun. Drink, drank, drunk. Ring, rang, rung. Shrink, shrank, shrunk. Sing, sang, sung. Sink, sank, sunk. Spring, sprang, sprung. Swim, swam, swum. Finally, we have the completely irregular verbs. These verbs don't follow any specific pattern, so you just need to memorize their past and past participle forms. The verb to be is am, is, or are in the present, was or were in the past, and been in the past participle. Do, did, done. Go, went, gone. Have, had, had. Make, made, made. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. Do or make 60 common expressions from espressoenglish.net. First, let's review the basic difference between do and make. Use do for actions, obligations, and repetitive tasks. Use make for creating, producing, and voluntary tasks that you choose to do. Expressions with do. Housework. Do the housework. Do the laundry. Do the dishes. Do the shopping. One exception is make the bed. Use do with work and study. Do work. Do homework. Do business. Do a good, great, or terrible job. Do a report. That's an informal way to say write a report. Do a course. That's an informal way to say take a course. One exception is take a test, not do a test. Use do in expressions for taking care of your body. For example, do exercise. Do your hair. That means to style your hair. Do your nails. That's an informal way to say paint your nails. One exception is take a shower or bath. Finally, use do for general actions. For example, do anything, do something, do everything, do nothing, do well, do badly, do good, do the right thing, do your best. Expressions with make. Use make for preparing food. Make breakfast. Make lunch. Make dinner. Make a sandwich. Make a salad. Make a cup of tea. Make a cup of coffee. And make a reservation at a restaurant. Use make in expressions regarding money. Make money. Make a profit. Make a fortune. A fortune is a lot of money. Make $100. That means earn $100. Make is also used in expressions with relationships. Make friends. Make love. That means have sex. Make a pass at someone. That means to flirt with the person. Make fun of someone. That means to tease or mock the person. Make up. That means to resolve a problem in the relationship. Make is used in expressions with communication. For example, make a phone call, make a joke, make a point, make a bet, make a complaint, make a confession, make a speech, make a suggestion, make a prediction, make an excuse, make a promise, make a fuss, make an observation, make a comment. Two exceptions are have a conversation and ask a question, not make a question. Use make in expressions with plans and progress. Make plans. Make progress. Make a decision. Make a choice. Make a mistake. Make an attempt. Make an effort. Make up your mind. That means to decide. Make a discovery. Make a list. Make sure. That means confirm. Make a difference. Make an exception. Read the example sentences under this video to see these expressions in use. Also, try to write one example sentence of your own using each expression. This helps you remember and practice. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. "12 English phrases for describing movies." Number 1. I have class tonight, so let's go to a matinee instead. A matinee is a showing of a movie in the daytime, usually in the afternoon. Matinees are often cheaper than shows at night. Number 2. What's it rated? Many countries have a system for rating movies, evaluating how appropriate the movie is for various ages. This is the movie rating system in the United States. G. General audience. PG. Parental guidance suggested. PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. R. Restricted. NC-17. Adults only. Number 3. The first movie was a hit, but the sequel bombed. Describing a movie as a hit means it's popular and successful. A sequel is another movie that continues the story or theme of a previous movie. For example, Toy Story 2 is the sequel to Toy Story. If you say a movie bombed, it means that it was a failure. It was not popular or successful. Number 4. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. This is an idiomatic expression that means that the movie was very interesting and exciting. You were so involved with the movie that you sat on the edge, the front part, of your seat to get closer to the action. Number 5. The special effects were breathtaking, but the acting left something to be desired. Special effects are the effects created by computers, and acting is the performance of the actors and actresses. If you say something is breathtaking, it means it was amazing and incredible. The expression left something to be desired means it was not very good. You wish it had been better. Number 6. Have you seen the trailer for the final part of the trilogy? A trailer is a 2 to 3 minute video summary of a movie, showing a few scenes that will interest people in seeing the entire movie. A trilogy is a series of 3 movies, like Lord of the Rings. Number 7. I have a hard time understanding the dialogue without subtitles. I have a hard time is a common way to say I have difficulty in everyday spoken English. Subtitles are the written words on the bottom of the screen. Number 8. Although the premise was intriguing, the plot was complex and a little hard to follow. The premise is the idea or concept of the movie, and intriguing is a word that means interesting, something that gets your attention. The plot is the story of a movie or book, and if it was hard to follow, it means it was difficult to understand or confusing as you were watching the movie. Number 9. The completely implausible twist at the end ruined it. A twist is an unexpected turn of events. If you describe it as implausible, it means it was too unlikely, not probable, or too difficult to believe that it could really happen in that way. The word ruined means made it bad. Number 10. It's the feel-good movie of the year. I found it very touching. A feel-good movie is one that makes you feel good, obviously. The word touching means that it affected you emotionally in a good way. Another word you can use is heartwarming. It made your heart feel positive emotions. Number 11. My boyfriend thought it was hilarious, but I thought they went a little overboard with the potty humor. The word hilarious means extremely funny. Potty humor, also called toilet humor or off-color humor, is humor that is rather gross or disgusting because it involves sex or bodily functions. The expression went a little overboard means there was a little too much. Number 12. To be honest, I liked the remake better than the original. The cast was much stronger. You can start a phrase with "to be honest" when you want to give your honest opinion. Sometimes filmmakers take a movie from the past and recreate it. The new version is called a remake. The word cast refers to all the actors and actresses who participated in the movie. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. Ten English phrases for encouraging someone from espressoenglish.net. Number 1. Keep up the good work. Say this when the person is doing well and you want them to continue. Keep up in this case means continue. Number 2. That was a nice try. That was a good effort. Use these phrases after the person didn't succeed and you want to help them feel better. Number 3. That's a real improvement. You've really improved. Use these phrases to say that the person is making good progress. Number 4. You're on the right track. Use this phrase when a person is close to the answer or close to success but hasn't reached it yet. On the right track means that they are going in the correct direction. Number 5. You've almost got it. Use this phrase when a person is coming very close to succeeding. Number 6. Don't give up. The phrasal verb give up means to desist, to stop trying. So you can say don't give up to encourage a person to continue trying. Number 7. Come on, you can do it. Use this phrase to emphasize the person's ability to succeed. You can say this to a person who has low self-esteem or has difficulty believing they can succeed. Number 8. Give it your best shot. Your best shot means your best try, so this phrase is used to encourage someone to do their best. Number 9. What have you got to lose? This question is used to emphasize the fact that if the person doesn't succeed, there won't be any negative consequences, so they should make an effort. Number 10. Nice job! I'm impressed. The phrase nice job means that the other person did something good. It is not related to their employment or profession. You can also add I'm impressed if the person's success surprised you in a good way. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it. In this lesson, you'll learn why pronunciation is important, you'll practice some difficult words, and I'll also give you an important tip on how to speak more like a native. Consider this. If you are a beginner and you have a small vocabulary, but you have great pronunciation, then you can communicate simply but successfully. On the other hand, if you have advanced grammar and vocabulary, but your pronunciation is bad, then other people won't understand a single word you say. That's why good pronunciation is essential for speaking fluent English. Improving your pronunciation also increases your confidence, because you know that whenever you speak, other people will understand you. The key to improving your pronunciation in English is lots of repetition and practice. Just like physical exercise makes your body stronger, pronunciation practice trains your mouth to speak English correctly. Let's practice right now. Here are some words with similar sounds, which are difficult for many English learners to pronounce. Listen to each word and repeat it. It, eat, share, chair, wait, wet, bad, bed, ice, eyes, right, light, free, 3, they, day. For more practice, you can click the links to pronunciation lessons under the video, but I want to finish this lesson with a tip for speaking English like a native. You probably already know that individual English words have stress. For example, the word English has the stress on the first syllable, ing. The word improve has the stress on the second syllable, prove. In natural spoken English, complete sentences also have stress. Let me show you an example. Listen to this sentence and try to identify the strong words. On Saturday, he went to a dance party on the beach with a few friends. The stress is on the words Saturday, went, dance, party, beach, and friends. On Saturday, he went to a dance party on the beach with a few friends. This is the general rule for strong and weak words in English sentences. Strong words include nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and negatives like don't, didn't, can't, won't, and never. Weak words include pronouns, forms of the verb to be, prepositions, articles, auxiliary verbs, and conjunctions. One way to think of it is that the strong words have the main content or message of the sentence, and the weak words are usually linking or helping words. Every time you speak English, emphasize the strong, important words. This will make the rhythm of your spoken English sound more natural, and you'll be speaking English more like a native speaker. Your action item for today is to take one of the additional pronunciation lessons in the links under this video. If you have time, take them all. Do you want to speak English better with more confidence and an American accent? If so, the American English Pronunciation course will help you improve your speaking in 30 days. You'll learn all the sounds of American English with lots of pronunciation exercises to help you eliminate errors and learn to talk faster and more naturally, like a native speaker. In this course, you get 30 lessons in video, audio, and text form. You can download them to your computer and study anytime. The lessons are fast and easy. You'll only need about 10 minutes per day. And at the end of the course, there's an opportunity for you to get a personal evaluation of your pronunciation. Don't be embarrassed to speak because you're nervous that people won't understand you. Start the American English Pronunciation course today and learn to speak more naturally, more fluently, and more confidently. Click the buttons under this video to take Lesson 1 for free, or register and download the complete course instantly. Ten English phrases for remembering, reminding, and forgetting from EspressoEnglish.net. Number 1. I remember. There are a number of ways to use I remember. I remember plus ing form of the verb. I remember spending every summer at camp when I was a child. I remember plus person or thing. I remember him. We met at a conference last year. I remember that TV show. I used to watch it all the time. I remember plus that plus subject plus verb. I was going to make hamburgers, but then I remembered that she doesn't eat meat, so I made a salad instead. Number 2. I'll never forget. I'll always remember. Use these phrases for people, things, or experiences that were so strong that they will never leave your memory. Number 3. If I remember correctly, as far as I can recall. Use these phrases if you're not 100% certain that what you remember is correct and you want to communicate this small uncertainty. Number 4. I have a vague recollection of. Use this phrase when you remember something but not very well. For example, you remember the general experience a little bit but not the details. Number 5. It's on the tip of my tongue. Use this phrase when you are trying to remember something, usually a word or a person's name, but you can't quite say it yet. This expression is often used to get a few more moments to remember the word or name you're trying to think of. Number 6. My mind went blank. Use this phrase to describe a moment when you couldn't remember or think of anything. It's common for people's minds to go blank during moments of pressure, like tests and presentations. Number 7. It doesn't ring a bell. Use this phrase when someone asks you if you've heard of something and you want to say that you don't know about it or don't remember it. For example, if your colleague says, "Do you know Michael Smith? He works in our London office," and you don't remember him or haven't heard of him, you could say, "No, the name doesn't ring a bell." Number 8. I'd like to remind you about. I'd like to remind you to. This is a diplomatic way to remind somebody about something so that the other person doesn't forget. I'd like to remind you about is followed by a noun. For example, I'd like to remind you about your dentist appointment tomorrow. I'd like to remind you to is followed by a verb. For example, I'd like to remind you to send me the information by Friday. Number 9. You haven't forgotten about, have you? I hope you haven't forgotten about. Use these phrases to check if someone has remembered or forgotten about something. Again, use about with nouns and to with verbs. You haven't forgotten to do your homework, have you? You haven't forgotten about the test, have you? I hope you haven't forgotten to pay the bill. I hope you haven't forgotten about our meeting this afternoon. Number 10. It completely slipped my mind. Use this phrase after you completely forgot to do something. You didn't remember or think of it at all. I hope you haven't forgotten to pay the bill. Oh no, it completely slipped my mind. I'll pay it first